Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Everyday Man Sports Show. I'm Average Joe here with...
I'm Just Josh.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. We're going to start the show off this week with Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart over the weekend accidentally or intentionally took somebody's life. That's the question. Well, there still needs to be an investigation done. The question is, should Tony Stewart race this weekend for NASCAR?
Yeah, that's a big question, a big debate on whether or not he should. He already went off. He took off the last race the day after, of course. But a week later, I don't think anything's going to be resolved soon enough. And he killed a man. I mean, intentionally or not. I mean, that's just a huge burden to bear.
See, my thing is, I mean, he definitely didn't do it intentionally. I think he's a very fiery competitor. I think, I mean, without a doubt, there's no doubt that he didn't do his best to get out of the way. You know, he definitely didn't slow down. If you watch the video, he popped the clutch. He sped up. My thing is basically he's a fiery competitor. The guy got way too close to his car. He tried to just flip dirt in his face or get as close as he could, make the guy. He's a 20-year-old kid, yeah. You know, and put him in his place. You know, that's Tony Stewart. He's a professional. So. And he just got too close. I think the guy got too close to the vehicle. I think he wanted to strike the vehicle, and Tony Stewart got obviously too close and drug him 60 feet underneath his wheel. It's a tragic thing. But yeah, no doubt he should not race it. Just for a politically correct, a PC type of deal, he shouldn't be racing. Even if he's completely fine mentally, he still should, out of the kindness and the grace of the family, for remorse for the family and everything that's going on. I mean, NASCAR is going to catch a bunch of flack for this. He really needs to just step down. Stewart Racing needs to just step down and sit this one out.
Yeah, what I've heard also is, like, what business did Tony Stewart have in that race? I mean, he's a professional guy. He's made a ton of money.
Well, he comes from the dirt track. That's where he originates from.
I just think at his age, his stage, I mean, that's somewhere he shouldn't be doing.
It just goes to show you how far of a competitor Stewart is. He wants to race, even when there's not an opportunity to race NASCAR. He wants to race. I mean, it's his life.
What would he have made if he won that? Like $1,000?
I don't know. Nothing. Probably as much as it cost him to enter. There really isn't much earnings in those podunk town little races. There really isn't.
We would never heard about this unless home video of this thing. Nobody would have known about it, but yeah, the guy died, and we'll see what happens.
We'll see. Steve Ballmer buys the Clippers. Is all this negative publicity over now? Is it over?
Maybe. I mean,
I think people just like to they're going to poke at Donald Sterling. He's going to be the joke of a decade. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to let this go. And if you ask me, and we're talking about being politically correct, well, I'm going to go the opposite way. And what Sterling said to me, I mean, was not that crazy. Mm-hmm. I mean, I believe that type of speech comes from every race. If you get within the confines of someone's personal security, privacy, and you take the worst thing they say on a phone call and you blow it up to the entire world, you mean to tell me that you wouldn't come up with worse stuff than what Donald Sterling said? I mean, no doubt the guy has racism in him. But should he get a $2 billion company, stripped from him? I mean, that's just insane. Nowhere else in the world would that be justified as far as when it comes to the American rights. It's totally unconstitutional for him to lose the Clippers. It really is.
Yeah. I mean, the man, he was an old man, and people are saying he has Alzheimer's.
Senile.
I mean, like, everything they've done to him, it seems kind of criminal in itself. But, I mean, the sale is going to kind of finalize things. It's going to placate everybody, like Doc Rivers, who said he wasn't going to coach, and Chris Paul said
Doc Rivers just needed to shut his mouth. He really did. I mean, he really just kept going on and on. I get the whole protests and the playoffs and all that. I get that. I really do. I understand that. But to me, Donald Sterling should have never got... They just need to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, really? Because I really feel like if you take... I mean, look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z wears that chain to April 1st in one of the games. He was owning the Brooklyn Nets, and it's a chain about we're better than white people chain. And if Donald Sterling wore a rebel flag hat or some crap like that, it would be the end of the world. So, I mean, it's just... It's a double standard, and it works one side.
I also think Donald Sterling wasn't even initially a very well-liked man. So, I mean, bringing him down is something that a lot of people wanted to do.
Oh, they were waiting for it. Yeah, they were waiting for the opportunity.
So,
it was
I mean,
easy.
I've
It's
seen
an
it
easy thing
before.
to do.
Like, I was watching the Bad Boys documentary, and Isaiah Thomas said something bad about Larry Bird. Now, you don't say bad things about Larry Bird. And that was kind of racism, but it's also like, hey,
no, Isaiah Thomas basically said if Larry Bird was black, he would just be another normal player.
Right.
And that's just not true. You know what I mean? Like, every normal... Well, how come he won 3 straight MVPs and 2 championships? Because not every average player does that. So, it's nonsense.
But,
and
they just wanted to bring Isaiah Thomas down as they thought he was a bad guy. So, I mean, it just piles on people that they don't like. I mean, that's basically
you are right. You are right. You are right. Who wins the AFC West?
Yeah, we're getting into the NFL season, and we're
3
going to
weeks
start
away.
our predictions.
We got 3 weeks away. 3 weeks away
from actual live NFL games. That means something. Okay. Well, yeah, we're starting out with the West. Last year, obviously, a tremendous season by the Denver Broncos, and they went to the Super Bowl. You know, I don't think they're going to have the same level of success. I think they'll lose a few games, but yeah, they're the best team in the division.
They haven't declined talent-wise at all. They add DeMarcus Ware. They lose Decker, but they pick up another wide receiver. Who was it? Who's the other third receiver they ended up picking up?
I'm not sure.
But yeah, no, without a doubt, they haven't declined talent-wise at all. Peyton Manning's a year older. What is he? 38, going on 39 now. Right. So. Can that neck hold up? Can that long season hold up? Can he make it through all this? They definitely need to get a bye if they plan on getting back to the Super Bowl, because an extra playoff game for Peyton Manning's a big deal. And I think he's 1 or 2 big, massive hits away from being done for the career or injured for a couple games, and that just totally derails the Broncos.
Well,
but yeah, they're going to win their division.
Do you think anybody challenges them, comes close?
No, I mean, Kansas City, if they can do a repeat of last year. But, I mean, if Kansas City came on as a surprise, I think we're going to be more alert and aware of Kansas City's talent this year and their strategy. I don't think they come out and blow everyone out of the water and surprise everyone like they did last year.
True.
They're aware of San Diego this year. Everyone knows they have fire. And the Raiders are the Raiders. So, yeah, there's no... This is a lock. Denver wins this division, 100%.
Yeah.
Who wins the NFC West?
Yeah, the NFC West.
Now this one's a tough one. It's a lot tougher.
You might say, oh, they're going to pick Seattle no matter what, but no.
Nope.
I mean, there's always that Super Bowl hangover. It happens all the time. Almost every year.
Look at the Ravens, and then look at the Saints. I mean, granted, the Saints lose their coach, but look at the Ravens after they win the Super Bowl. And it's just, I don't know, man. Seattle, they Golden Tate's gone. Like you said, they're going to have that hangover, that motivation, that momentum, all that. It's not there. Arizona's coming into the year with a lot of momentum, but my favorite would be the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, they have the most talent on paper.
But a lot of people don't realize it. They might not even notice, but Arizona was very close to being in that division race, like right at the end. And maybe I think they were a better playoff team than some of the teams that made it in there. But so I'm actually going with the surprise pick, dark horse pick, Arizona Cardinals. They're going to win this division next year.
I was not too far away from that. I mean, we're in constant agreement this entire episode, which we would love not to be to make it a little more interesting. But Arizona is just a team you can't deny. You can't overlook them. They're on their way up, and I just think that this is the 49ers' year. Arizona might be next year if they can keep the pieces together. But the 49ers, this has got to be their year. It's this year or bust. It really is.
Well, yeah, I think so. Their time's probably running out.
Vernon Davis is getting older, Crabtree. I mean, and then you got a young Colin Kaepernick. How long can they keep that unit together, that defense together? Alden Smith, I mean, another controversy. I mean, how much longer is he going to be even an option to play for the 49ers? So, yeah, the team, that camaraderie, it could be gone very soon.
Yeah.
And your favorite, Josh. We had to throw this in at the end because we know we all love the Rays. We're from Tampa, if you didn't know that. All right, hasn't been 3 years, but it's been a few weeks. How does the Rays trade look as of now?
Well, the Rays are looking real good in this one.
He just wanted to highlight this. He wanted to
point
this out.
Anyways, no one's going to remember this 10 years, 3 years down the line, but Drew Smiley, the pitcher traded for David Price, had a shutout, 7 innings pitched game last night.
Yeah, 9 Ks. I know about that.
9 Ks.
Yeah.
So he's basically replicating what David Price, maybe even doing it better.
Don't get too excited. It's 1 star. David Price is obviously the better man in the rotation. Smiley's the 3rd or 4th guy from rotation. Price is your ace, no matter what team.
Right now, Detroit's struggling. I think I even highlighted when we talked about it. Detroit needed relief.